moving on to the first home game of the season quickly, Norwich. I don't really know what to expect from them. They're a bit of a strange side, Norwich. Martin, did you catch up on the highlights of the first day of the season? Are you sort of playing Norwich on Saturday? What are you expecting from them personally?
Angus Gunn returns to St Mary's. Be interesting to see the reception that he gets.
Oh, mate, I forgot about
Yeah,
that. Blimey.
yeah, Angus returns. I think it'd be an interesting game. From what I spoke to I know a few people in Norwich. Apparently, they play well against Hull the weekend. I think they played well. It was a late winner, wasn't it? I believe, but they dominated the game apparently, and they played some good football. Interesting, it's that second season down. You obviously wondered if there'd be a bit of disappointment where they didn't make the playoffs or been in that race for promotion last season. Because I think if you go down, that's what you want to do. They're usually right in the mix, aren't they? To go straight back up. They've yo-yoed for so many seasons. I think it'd be a really good test for us. I think it'd be a far more difficult game than obviously the Sheffield Wednesday game. We're going to go from playing one of the far weaker sides to one of the stronger sides. I just hope there's a really good atmosphere at St Mary's. I think it's been a nightmare at St Mary's for a while. Our home form was just abysmal. Those two league wins all season last season. I want to see us get off to a good start. I think a win's really, really important. I don't want to see us get beaten, that's for sure. But I just think a win for the fans would just lift everybody, especially with the transfer business this week with Ward-Prowse leaving. Hopefully Flynn Downs or somebody may come in. Whether they're going to be ready for the weekend is probably unlikely, but I just think that we have to get our home form bang on this year. We can't afford home form like we had last year. I think it's got to be addressed, and if we could start well, it gives us a platform to build on.
Yeah, I agree with that. Rob, from what I've seen, they're quite a physical side. Norwich, especially this season.
Yeah.
I think they've got the likes of Shane Duffy trying to break people's legs this season. So it's probably going to be quite a battle. What are you expecting? Martin did mention there about possibly getting someone in before Norwich. I've seen a couple of reports saying that we want to, which is obvious. Why wouldn't you want to? But for me, it just doesn't seem realistic. What do you think? Do you think there's potential we could have a body in? Not that they're just going to slip straight in the starting 11, but we could have a bit of depth for the game or not?
I think the club have probably known about departures like Ward-Prowse probably since Friday, Thursday. I think probably would have been preparing for it. Obviously, we've been prepared throughout the entire summer to replace these players. I reckon we have one more. I reckon we have a player come in. I think the club can't afford to not have a player come in. Obviously, as you said, not to start, maybe a part of the squad. Who that is, not sure. But I think we'll probably have someone come in before Saturday, because at the end of the day, the club have just sold our biggest modern day legend over the last decade. And you need to get morale back, as Martin said. We need the atmosphere. What am I expecting from Norwich? I don't know. I don't know. I before this, I looked at their lineup. I've seen a lot of hype from Norwich fans about a player called Gabriel Sara, who's a Brazilian centre attacking midfielder who apparently played really well against Hull. But I was still quite surprised to see Josh Sargent playing for them, to be honest with you. I thought it was rubbish in the Premier League, and he hasn't really looked like he's kicked on. And they've got Ashley Barnes up top, who obviously always scores against us, so Ashley Barnes will score on Saturday. But their defence doesn't look necessarily strong. They bring Shane Duffy, Ben Gibson, no one really there that would worry me. Two very physical centre halves though, and as we saw on Friday, set pieces are still quite fragile. But yeah, I think we have to go there just playing our game. I think we have to get a win. So go there, just please win. Good performance. If we can just, I've been saying it, I've been desperate just to see us rock up for a game, just win 2-0, nice and easy, no issues, control the game. Everyone can go home happy, and then we can build onto what will be a tougher game, in my opinion, against Plymouth. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But regarding the transfers, I think the club needs some positive news, because this week it's going to be, we lost 3-1 to Gillingham. I think we looks like we're going to be selling 3 of our biggest talents this week in Tino, Lavia, and Ward-Prowse. So we need a little bit of positivity, and a win on Saturday would really help that. And it'll be great for Russell Martin to get a win as well at home. That'll be really good. And obviously, he's played over 300 times for Norwich as well, so he knows that club, and that'll be potentially quite interesting with their fans. So no, we'll see. I mean, the Northern, we've been given extra allocation for the Northern, which is fantastic. So currently, it's 92% of the Northern of Block 41 and 2 are season ticket holders, which is fantastic, up from just under 80%. So that's really strong. Hopefully an extra 500 fans fill that gap between us and the away fans, but should be a fantastic atmosphere. Hoping that Block 15 stuff does well as well. It'll be good to get some energy into the chapel. It's needed desperately. But no, yeah, really looking forward to it. We could have a first home game, and yeah, we need a win. I think the fans need a win. Obviously, Friday was fantastic, but home fans need to see a win. Fresh page, no way to do that better than a good win on Saturday, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think in the words of Ryan Manning, winning is a habit, and if we can get into it early doors, that would be great. That would be great. Martin, can I bother you to possibly predict the score? Obviously, Ashley Barnes is going to score, and Angus Gunn's probably going to make about 5 wonder saves, knowing our luck. So, what's your thought on the actual scoreline?
I'm going to go with a 2-1 victory. I think we will concede, but I think we're edge it. I think we'll be the better side. Fancy Adam Armstrong to get a goal. Yeah, and hopefully, I like to see a Dozy sort of really set fire at St Mary's and get himself on the score sheet, because the fans love him, the kids there love him. Yeah, 2-1 for me.
Yeah, huge season for Edozie this one. Rob, what do you think, mate? Score wise, clean sheet.
It's brave words. Oh yeah, I'll back a 2-0. I think we should win. Let's be real, we should. Our squad is fantastic. I'd say 2-0. We'll go Teller and Alcaraz. Fancy that. Really fancy that. But yeah, I just want to see a good performance. I mean, this league isn't about good performances now. It's about wins. It's about points when you get promoted. Good performances can only take you so far, but you have to capitalize on them, which I think we didn't really do all that much against Wednesday. We definitely should have scored more. So I think, yeah, consistency in front of goal, keeping it solid at the back, keeping the ball, 80% possession, and hopefully we can go home happy on Saturday afternoon. Definitely.
Sounds good. I'd be more than happy if it went like that. Just for chuck my 2 pence in there. I think we'll make it difficult at stages. I think we will come away with it. I'm going to go with a 1-0. Nice. Slightly narrower. Although I'm hoping it's just 3 points in any way, shape, or possible.
Anyway.
Form. I believe it's next Tuesday. We've got a fans forum. The Solent fans forum. Are either of you chaps gonna be heading to that?
Unfortunately, no. I've got work commitments, but hopefully it's good. I mean, to be honest with you, it'll be good. I'm really interested to see how Will Cox handles it, because obviously he's doing a fan forum after the sales of Ward Prowse, so it'll be really interesting to see if we can get any snippets of info from them, and it'll be interesting to see Phil Parsons as well, and obviously Russell Martin. We're just going to get more good stuff from him, but Jason Wilcox will be really interesting. But yeah, shame I'm not going. I was hoping to go, but just not possible, unfortunately.
What about you, Martin? Are you going to try and head down?
I'm going to go.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm going to go. So, if there's anything you want me to ask, just
I'll be there. I'll see you there, mate.
You're there, mate. We'll catch up.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll grill them. we'll try and grill them. So yeah, there is that to chat about next week, and Plymouth, and hopefully we'll be reflecting on a win. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. I know it's a bit of a longer one. I will cut it down into sort of segments, so if you can catch shorter snippets, if you like. Make sure, if you do want to see all of these first, just subscribe to the YouTube, and head over to Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. We're on all of them. You will not struggle to find us. Drop us a follow on Twitter. All of these guys, Rob and Martin, will both be in the description. Make sure you go and follow them. They are all over everything Saints. So
it is an obsession, isn't it? Let's be real.
It is. I think it's in our blood, mate. All of us is in our blood. So they are all over it. So if you love the club like we do, go and give them a follow. Thank you very much for listening and watching, and we will catch up with you next week.